average law-abiding citizen doesn't. And here's the problem. Unfortunately, I have a lot of white suburban people, and they're dealing with this crippling white guilt. And so they say, oh, well, you know what? I can't really think that way. They can't even imagine themselves in the shoes of someone who has decided to live a life of crime. You do reach a certain point when you've committed a certain amount of crimes. You don't care anymore. It's like how many after-school detentions I got when I was a kid. At a certain point, I was like, well, this is just part and parcel of my day. Yeah. Imagine that with shoplifting. Or, you know, using your lucky stabbing pen, as this person did. Let's continue while we're talking about the trans issues.
Well, I was going to say, we can save that one for next time if you...
Target?
Yeah, we can. I know. It's
with the swimsuits, with the children?
It's already been 62 minutes in, and, you know,
I'm sorry.
A few other things.
Sleeping pill at midnight.
You know, it's been good comedy. It's up to you, though. What do you want to do?
Okay, well, let's set this up with the clip here, because this one, it really gets my blood boiling. Okay?
Yeah, it should.
And, by the way, we can tie this in, you know, the Bud Light boycott, it's working. Just so you know, that's been working. So you can make your voice heard. We always try to offer you some solutions in your life because most of your chats are, hey, what can I do?
Right.
Okay, your boycott has worked. I want you to now apply that to Target. Let me show the Target clip first. I think this is we have Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
It's like chat's not working again.
We have Adidas.
Yes. Yeah.
But let me go to what just happened in Target. Where is this? Do we have the clip?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. We're not entirely sure, but the person on TikTok is actually mad. See if you can spot why they're mad as they point out the child swimsuit for a boy who dresses in a woman's swimsuit to hide your bulge. Appeasing crowd.
Hey, there it goes. Oklahoma, good to see you.
I'm sorry I chose you again. I just needed to do the bathing suit the last bit. I found the tuck bathing suits, the tuck-friendly bathing suits. So if you need a women's bathing suit and you have a little extra meat down there that you gotta hide, you have one option. That is the only bathing suit that I found in the entire store, and it's in the Pride section. It's not in the kids section, women's section, boys section, baby section. It is in the Pride section. It was the only one I could find. And I did have another adult with me check up all the tags so that I didn't have to stay in the store for 9 hours. It's the only one.
So I miss the good old days where all I had to worry about when it came to bathing suits was an 82-year-old Martha Stewart on a cover. But this person is upset that there's only one
Morning, Brandon.
Children's bathing suit for a fake like he's a girl.
Fucking dog overnight, brand new. Ate it with the fucking headphones in it. We're gonna test it out, test them out today though. Doesn't look like much damage to the buds themselves, but the case is. Morning, wifey. That's what you get with cats that knock things off counters and German Shepherds that'll chew on anything on the floor. It is what it is. Just so frustrating. Today.
Rumble, thank you very much. And we're going to continue on Mug Club, which is also Rumble, but for people who are, you know what to do.
Then we let them out, and the pug puppy decides it's a good idea to get underneath the deck and get stuck underneath there. What a morning. So he got his first bath after we coaxed him out. I gotta see if I'm seeing all the chat.
Bud Light, hopefully Miller Light is next up on deck. We can just get rid of all the beers in the United States. I don't care what you have on the hood of your you love, who has that beer sponsor. I understand. It sucks. It's not good stuff. But anyway, it's not just them. It's Sports Illustrated.
setup clip of the SI interview before the granny.
Right. Okay, perfect. So let's do that first. So go ahead and set it up with the granny interview. Almost.
What's up? I'm Kim Patches, and I'm shooting for Sports Illustrated swimsuit. It feels so exciting to be for Sports Illustrated. It's
You might want to call Petros. Should be more like Petros. Am I right? Talking about the Greek translation.
I think it's definitely a scary time to be transgender in America, but there's also so much more of a place I live in. I think what you do is the most important thing, not what your gender is and all of that. And I always try to remember that, everything I do is definitely not about being transgender. It's a part of me.
It's the only reason you are famous. I think what you do is a lot more important than, so what do you do? I do fillers, I do Botox, I do extensions, I do fake boobs. Yeah, but what do you do? I do cutting off my penis, I do, so it really is all about how you look.
Well, I'm also
hey, nerd. Apparently chat's working this morning, so I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to turn off the car.
That's because she went to
I think I'm going to, but I'm going to leave it on accessory. Wow.
No, you wouldn't.
Plastic hoopty limo there.
I don't know if you know this, but earlier Sheenan was interviewing.
Jesus. This truck thinks he's got enough room.
The sort of demographic for the average swimsuit reader to see what they thought of the cover star.
Yeah.
And we have a look at that now.
Man, look at that, so man.
I agree.
How many people say man?
Man.
How many people don't?
How do you get footage like that?
That'll be $50,000.
Don't.
Frank Luntz.
Frank Luntz, does that name fit him?
Oh, I know.
All right, I'll be right back.
He thinks he's fooling people with that toupee.
Oh, God. Frank
I have
Luntz.
stories about Frank Luntz.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one.
That took a lot of prodding.
When I lived in New York City and I was a contributor to Fox News, once you were, which meant you were paid, right? You were exclusive. You couldn't appear anywhere else. Only contributors no longer got any type of pickup like car service, which, by the way, New York is a pretty big deal. Otherwise, you have to get on the subway in a cab, and they're unreliable. And the reason why was because Frank Luntz would take the Fox News car and go like to Barney's and lunch and make it wait for him. So the rest of us contributors could no longer get cars. I can't entirely confirm that that's true, but I lived it.
I can tell you he didn't go to Barney's. Dresses like a fucking asshole.
By the way, they also featured another trans model on their cover in 2021 here with Sports Illustrated. I think there you go. There's another one. And not to be outdone, Adidas said, "Hold my Bud Light," and now they're featuring. I guess they're sort of promoting their women's swimsuits with men.
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
That's a huge bulge.
Yeah. Well, here's the headline from The Guardian. It's the best part.
What the heck?
Okay. It says Adidas launches women's swimsuit, but the model showing off the Pride 2023 costume appears to be a man. Yes, appears to be. Like it's a mirage.
They called it a costume. It's not a bathing suit, it's a costume.
I told you. It's like it's a huge bulge.
And you'll be blamed for saying that's a bulge.
Yeah.
You'll be the problem. So hold on a second. I prefer my female swimsuit models without penis bulges.
Yes, could somebody pull the Robin Hood Men in Tights sequence where they're doing the performance with the bulges? He's walking across them. That's what it is.
Nick, you know what Adidas called this $70 swimsuit?
What?
They called it a celebration of self-expression, imagination, and the unwavering belief that love unites.
It's science.
Yeah. What? There was a whole focus group when Nike came to me like, "Hey, what should we be known for?" Swoosh. What does that mean? I don't know. It sounds cool. I'm like, yeah, okay. Hey, how about we make sure that this swimsuit represents a celebration of self-expression, imagination, and the unwavering belief that love unites. They say, Don Draper, you're fired.
Yeah.
It still shows the man's penis, though.
Yeah, well, it has 1 out of 5 stars, and now there's a boycott on Adidas, which is trending on Twitter. So that's fine.
That's not a penis.
No, what do you think? You just think what
It's a pubic tumor.
Yeah, they grew up next to a radiation plant.
Yes, exactly. That thing's malignant.
I didn't know they needed to wear a cup to swim.
Yeah, exactly.
And hey, where are you from, swimsuit model? Chernobyl? Oh, well, we've been unfair.
Yeah, okay.
We've been unfair.
All this stuff implies that there's millions and millions of trans people.
Yes.
You know when that security guard shot that banco?
Yeah.
After that, there's 7 left on the planet.
Yeah. Which is still bigger than the population of Wyoming.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The point is they might win in a civil war against Wyoming.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, Montana. Montana. Admonish me. I got that wrong. Wyoming, Montana. I
Say Yellowstone.
Yes. I don't like that show.
Admonish.
I think it jumped the shark when he killed someone with a snake that he kept in a cooler. He was like, "This is my murder weapon."
You hate that. I think it's cool.
And by the way, Adidas, this is not the first time. Last year they had a commercial, and they faced some backlash. We're featuring not just trans athletes, but also not athletes.
It's impossible
Yep.
to take hold of the world spotlight overnight. Create your own uniform. Be a cover model, a powerful athlete, or compete as a trans woman. Impossible? No. Impossible.
Oh, it's like she's directing traffic. The left lane is the path, and stretching in a road? In a road? What is, like, when you think about it, they were concerned. They're like, well, we're really more of a sports brand.
Well,
DMC
that doesn't look good.
Adidas. They're like, I don't know. Now that's like, yeah, let's put Brutus in the road doing a half split, blocking traffic. I don't know.
I don't think she was stretching. She was airing it out.
Today, the 405 is slowed down because
All right.
it looks like something from the pre-Cambrian era is doing the downward dog.
That's right.
Imagine if OJ's brother ran into that and just totaled.
So I got a cool pair of earbuds, new earbuds for my birthday,
I showed you what happened with Target, of course. So Target
and
said, "Hold on a second.
charged them overnight. And then I pulled them off the charger this morning and
Young boys have
set them on the counter. And I suppose one of the cats knocked it off the counter. And then
They kicked out the Salvation Army.
wife's just working from home, and she hears crunch, 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 and the German Shepherd has decided that the case to it is a chew toy, and
It's about we want to separate.
that's where we're at.
religion and that's not what we do here at Target.
So yeah,
Plus the Salvation Army
Woo.
estimated $9 million.
USA, lots of USAs going on this morning.
Army Santa ring is more offensive than a bulge-hiding bathing suit for a child. I don't know if there's coming back. The good news is there isn't going to be coming back from it because you, as a society, overwhelmingly reject it. I don't know if there's coming back from it as far as the media, the Democratic Party, the entertainment industry. I think they're done. I think there's no coming back for people.
Steve, are there that many people that are for bathing suit with a bulge in it? Or is it they're giving us the perception that it's
You're absolutely no. There is not that much demand.
There is not, right? Just please.
It's not this season's tickle me elbow. Like Johnson, these things are selling like hotcakes. We can't sell enough. The young bathing, we can't sell enough youth bathing suits with the bulge hiding patch.
I don't even mean specifically that product, but I'm just saying it's not that.
No, it's very, very
It's
small.
a small
Yeah,
demographic.
but it's increased dramatically in one generation in specific cities. It's like smoking, only cutting off the kids.
Yeah, and
Or hiding.
when companies are more interested in being inclusive than they are in actually getting sales, like they
Right.
can afford to do this. They say, oh, you want us to take 10, 15 square feet of the store and put that for a Pride Month? Fantastic. We won't sell a whole lot of it, but it shows how inclusive we are as a brand.
Well, why do you think they're confident in doing this? In other words, do you think that Target would feel comfortable doing this if the average Target customer is white? So, hello, mother. I might bulge in, disappoint my father. 35 to 44 years old, 4-year degree, household income of $80,000. A Karen personified. Those are the people shopping at Target. So even though they don't need these bathing suits, they're the ones who will say, good, yeah, okay, great, that's progress. That's progress.
Exactly. So, and that's the group of people that we've asked to do the most, because you're the ones keeping this going.
Yeah.
Like, we need you to stop supporting these causes. So it's time for white suburban moms.
Yeah.
Oh, wait the fuck up.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was a Hodge twins there for a second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Gerald.
direction. But it definitely is time to make your voices heard. Like, this is what they want to do to your children. I understand it's convenient. Look, we used Target before, and I think Ashley and I are going to have a conversation about that and be like, hey, I don't think we should shop there anymore, right?
You still shop at Target? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't.
I boycotted Target the year they banned the Salvation Army Santas. I even returned every single gift I got that was purchased at Target.
That's actually pretty good.
Did they take back the dildo?
No, the problem is they don't accept gently used.
No, they don't. Especially when it wasn't gently.
Especially it didn't help that I purchased it on Groupon. So
Melted it in the dishwasher.
Yep.
How did you break it?
The dog chewed it up. I think it's still usable. I'm going to test it out.
Look, they do have
At the office here, we'll see. Hey, Jesse.
Thought, so do you have
Add you back
This is just a
in.
clip.
So it's a clip from Top Secret.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I want to see if this is the right one. Yeah.
oh yeah.
That was my audition tape for Tough Crowd.
That's what I thought of when I saw that bikini model with a giant bulge. I'm like, wow.
Well, and we also, let's go. Anyway, let's go to Chat Thursday, and I think we have the Hirono clips inside the pods, and we can end the show with that, which was it was very much a surreal experience. But it's Chat Thursday. Chat. It's the last time I take it. I'm not just, even if it's midnight, I'm just going to do an all-nighter. Oh my gosh, I can fall asleep right now. Boy. No! A little double Armenian new metal? Okay, right. All right, let's grab some chats.
All right, from Dylan Shalin. Question for Gerald. Should Christians refer to transgenders by their preferred name?
No.
Should we compromise God's truth that he created them male and female to try and convert them to Christianity?
I'll use their name because you can legally change your name, like Alice Cooper. I just avoid pronouns and use whatever name I am initially told. That's what I do. Because I'm not looking to offend them. I'm not looking to hurt their feelings, but I'm also not going to take part in a delusion. You can legally change your name. I'll use the name, even if it's silly.
Right. I think that's fair too. If you've grown up with somebody, you don't have to be a jerk about it. I said no just to be fine. Honestly, the truth and love, those two things need to be combined. A lot of times people get truth correct, and they're jerks, and they don't advance the cause. They just say, "I'm right about this," right?
Yeah.
That's not really effective. And a lot of people get love correct.
Right.
I'm going to try to be loving, at least in their mind, they're being loving. But if you don't have truth, it's not loving, right? And if you don't have love, it doesn't matter how much truth you give somebody, it's not going to work. So, be loving. Use the name. That's fine, right? But using pronouns, not so much. And being somebody who can say, look, this is not how God created us. Is I think that's a fair thing to say if you really truly are trying to help this person. If you're just trying to shame this person, or if you're just trying to make a point and try to score on them and do it, whatever, don't do that.
Well, they'll always argue, this is the way God made me. You know how God made every man here? We all want to have sex with everything attractive of the opposite sex that moves. That's what, and guess what? God says you have to bridle that. In other words, the idea of sexual morality doesn't to chicks with wieners, just to be clear. It starts way further, well, I guess not nearly as far along the trail. And you can use that and apply it across the board. What do you do, Nick? Do you use their preferred pronouns, or do you just try to avoid it and use their name?
I just stay the fuck away from it. No, I look, this sort of hits home.
Yeah.
I have a relative, I told you. But I've never actually been put in that position where I had to make a decision about the pronoun.
Yeah.
I try to be polite to everybody. But I've been. Why is that going to stick around? You motherless fucks. Listen. No, I would be polite for about 30 seconds. Yes. I was walking down the street in Minneapolis with Joe Liss. He was open for me. This is 10, 15 years ago. Two of the most male-looking lesbians coming towards us with a group, and I went, "What's up, fellas?" and Joe Liss felt he was bent over on the sidewalk.
What are the lesbians do?
Huh?
What are the lesbians do?
They didn't. I think they liked it.
Really?
Yes, because they went like this.
Did they?
They either that or shut the fuck up. But I thought they kind of like waved, like hi. I don't think it would bother them.
Don't say a word, or they're going to keep it.
Yeah. That's what but you know, it was very natural. It came out of my mouth beautifully.
Well, if you insult everybody, you're insulting nobody. That's the thing.
That's actually a good point. It's like if everything causes cancer, nothing does.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everything does. All right, next one.
From Jackie O'Neill, how do we find companies that support our conservative values? Hard to find places for clothes, and especially children's clothing.
You go to flea markets.
Just do Oshkosh.
Is Oshkosh?
Oshkosh?
Are they conservative?
I thought they had a Nazi tie.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
there
a
you go.
joke.
Did they really?
Oh, so does Mercedes.
Yeah, well, Hugo Boss. all
Hugo Boss, all those companies. Look, again, it's a lot easier if you shop local, and there are a lot of local places where you can get clothes, and it's not too hard to find right now. There are resources available to you where you can search conservative-friendly companies. These are websites that actually exist. I don't know the most accessible portal right now. Maybe the Mission Control can find it, but. And then as long as they don't actively hate me. For example, Dunkin' Donuts, I'm hoping this hasn't changed, but the CEO said, we're not going to the Starbucks thing. We do not take part in political movements. I think that most of their money goes to charities like feeding the hungry. I'm sure that this is based out of, I believe, Boston Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sure a lot of people who work there are more left-leaning, but guess what? They don't make it an active part of their platform, and it's better than Starbucks. So if ever I'm on the road and I want to grab a coffee, Dunkin' Donuts suffices, just because the standard is, at least they don't actively hate me.
Right, yeah.
I don't know specifically with more right-leaning clothing companies, but you just have to change your life. You just have to be willing to do research all the time. Be willing to do your research, and the good news is now there's more choice than ever, especially if you shop locally.
Yeah, and by the way, don't just because you're a conservative company, don't use that to sell a product that isn't good.
Oh my gosh, how many sponsors we had to reach out?
Nope.
Remember we had one person it's like people have to do the mob. They'll send like 5 boxes of, I don't know, something like coffee or something like that. Or I had someone sending indestructible dog toys, which ended up with Joe Louis an event because it took not 30 seconds, snapped this rubber fish in half, and swallowed it.
Wait a minute, you got a fish in a box? That's a different message. It is the mob.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I thought it was weird too when they were like, what is it? Like, oh, it's conservative coffee coming on. Well, why'd you leave a horse head in my bed?
Yeah.
That's our thing.
Joe sleeps with the fishes.
We wanted to be mean. Like owling, horse
It's a
heading.
silly message from the pet shop.
Yes, exactly. No, it came with a piano wire. And then they were mad, like, yeah, we sent him a bunch of stuff and he didn't promote it. Because sometimes it's not good. We only pair up with companies that we believe are good. Rover is a great company. For example, Good Ranchers is a great company. Patriot Supply, look, it's one of those things, you should have an emergency food supply kit. It's great. Clear, Clear with the X. We talked about them during COVID. Landscape. These are companies that actually provide products that work at least as well, if not better, than any other company out there. I'm not going to promote crap just because someone slaps an American flag on it, and you shouldn't be. Don't be a Christian for those folks.
From the Man Bro Dude, question, if and when things get back to civil, should we on the right be the first ones to work towards forgiveness, considering the left are seemingly incapable of it?
Things are not going to get back to being civil. No, it's not happening. Get that out of your mind. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be proactive.
So yesterday the chat's not working, today nobody's chatting.
You can forgive somebody. It doesn't mean that someone says, "Oh, I killed that person," and I'm sorry. So, okay,
Thank you.
consequence free.
Thanks for hanging out, though, guys.
There need to be consequences and repercussions.
Even if somebody doesn't apologize, by the way, you can forgive. Forgiveness is for you.
Bro, because it's season. There's only
They choose to do with
2 seasons in the Midwest. You have winter and construction.
Gerald, turn the other cheek.
They've been working on this for over a year.
Guess what?
No, I'm asking. Then you get an eye for an eye. So I'm getting mixed messages here.
This ain't as bad as what's up in Michigan, though. And this clears up right up here. I'm going to keep just taking the nice route. I don't care if it takes longer. It's more relaxing, less stressful. Good to see you too, Missing Remote. Jesse. No.
Let's call it a her. Go ahead.
If I turn the other cheek, it's impossible for that person to hit me other than like backhanding, right? So basically saying, I am forcing you to punch me.
Unindoctrinated, good to see you.
It is. It's saying, if you're going to do this...
Hey, chat is working. I'm only doing YouTube through Prism today. I'm not adding any of the other ones.
It's the, you never got me down. You didn't get me. You didn't
I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
Thank you for clearing that up like I'm a
let them know that
retard.
they didn't get you down. It's saying let them know they didn't get you down.
Yeah.
You
All right.
To knock them
So,
out. Don't just sit. Don't go down. Don't
So let me do your analogy. In the analogy, Jesus is Jake LaMotta. He used to smash the shit out of his wife's face. And
well, we didn't get to listen to anything.
Sugar Ray.
I mean,
Yes. Also probably did.
we got Mug Club for a year. I want you guys to be able to enjoy it, especially the second hour.
all right, the Pharisees.
Well, it's the Romans that are the.
Still ain't got my mug yet,
At
though.
this point.
I know.
Well, no, so
That's what it is. That's it.
That's actually great.
look at the overarching thing: harmless as a dove, but wise as a serpent. Right. So Jesus is saying, be wise in how you do this. If somebody makes you carry something a mile, go 2 with them. It broke Roman law. Roman law was that you can only make somebody carry something 1 mile marker in kind of a civilization area that you guys have control. When it says if somebody asks for your something, I can't remember your coat, give me your tunic.
Joe, good to see you, bud.
Cloak as well. Basically, seeing somebody naked is not a shame on the person. It's the person that sees them. The shame is on them.
And
That's right.
And the theme of all of it, if you think about it's like a mile, go 2 miles, it really is telling Christians that they need
Andiamo?
to be long suffering.
That's an Italian restaurant in Dearborn.
First.
It is a
Basically
Michigan
says,
plate,
this
too.
is not. I'm not a self-help book. Not everything is going to be good all the time. You have to be ready for it, and you have to accept the challenge. And this, your life, and in this world,
They got shut down during COVID because they were ignoring the rules. It looks like an old guy, too.
Don't expect to quit paying. Don't expect this to be done in the first room. Give him your other cheek. Walk another mile. When you take that in this contest, give him more of your clothes. That's saying, all right, go on. Well, okay, that's your best shot. What else you got? What else you got? It is. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not a disrespectful challenge, but it's saying you never got that.
By the way, there was not a PR firm, I guess, available back then because you were being slow. Well, this one, if you will have trouble.
Yes.
The only
Yeah, the only reason I do it is just YouTube. Oh, because side of the street recording, it'd be fine, but
health in this country has significantly increased the past couple of years, despite all the available help.
I think you mean mental health issues. Yeah, there's, I don't know, maybe locking people down, isolating them, instilling a culture of fear, and shutting down Home Depots and your grocery stores and mom and pop stores while leaving the weed dispensaries.
I'm using prison still, but it's
maybe if you do that, an entire generation.
plus I don't have to hit the reconnect whenever we get into buffer zones.
As early as 2020, saying we're going
Prism does it for you.
The likes of mental health crisis, the likes of which you've never seen. It's not like no one said the British are coming. The British are coming. We said it, and now it's happened. It was very, very easily predictable. We did.
Well, how about hooking generations on Adderall and all that other crap? Didn't add to it. I'm sick of hearing the COVID excuse.
No, I didn't. Which
Every time something goes bad,
the driving stream or the desktop
Fight
stream?
on a plane. That's because we've been locked up. We've been locked up in Terminal 16
one?
for 4 hours. That's why we need shit up.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spirit of life.
Why are you stressed? I don't want to be on a World Star 15 minutes from now. I'm waiting for the Spirit to
I'll pull it up. I'll be able to see. I thought I reviewed my comments. Maybe I didn't see it.
Every single institution that we used to have some.
I mean, you're a mod, so
anchor.
even links I wouldn't have had to approve that.
For us. Every one of those institutions, it seems, has been exposed.
Driving, okay. I'll check it.
So every one of those things, and faith in something, doing the hard work that we talked about, fighting through trouble and difficulty and adversity is not something that's being.
Remind me again what it is.
Feels good. Do whatever feels good. Try it. The first week on a beach with margaritas coming to you every single day, great food is fantastic. It's wonderful. It's a fun time. The third month of that, you start to feel like you have no purpose.
I'm getting a haircut today, so the desktop stream. We'll still do it. We'll still do the desktop stream from work, but basically I need to test these chewed up earbuds. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like you can do the warranty on it. The dog chewed it up.
She was partially blind. She partially blind and partially deaf. She partially deaf. That's what she was partially deaf. She had thick glasses, but she was hearing impaired. And we actually had a conversation. There's nothing. And this is to actually. I'm going to give you one more, Gen Z. I said, you know what? I do think that there is a component here. It's got to be hard. I do see the mental health crisis, and I don't necessarily have the answer as to why. And she said, well, the reason why is because it's chronic. In other words, kids now, everything is online.
If I could pull up there, lady, so I can get over for these people.
Chronic expectation.
Jesus.
People at D-Day.
Oh, yeah, you're not even doing the speed limit over here.
D-Day, right? They watched their friends die, but they had a sense of purpose. And they came home and they went back to their life. It's the same reason that a lot of business owners, by the way, the suicide rate is far higher, for example, in business owners than employees. Even though they make more money, you're never off. That's one thing. You don't get to clock out and go home. There was a period where I worked 80, 90 hours a week because there is something to be said for mentally shutting off. That's why the Sabbath is a day of rest, a gift. And you turn a generation of people who, when you combine moral ambiguity, right, combine situational ethics and no sense of right and wrong, with a chronic stress to live up to a latest expectation that really isn't necessarily defined, and it's ever changing, that's got to do a number on your, especially when you combine it with a lack of purpose, right? Idle hands make the devil's work. I've seen that. That's a very, very true.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said like, this is the biggest problem right here. Yes. Right? You're never disconnected from anything. I mean, just try it. If you are somebody who find yourself on your phone all the time, that's why I tell you don't scroll. Like, this is not a scrolling show.
Tune in 10 a.m.
Hang out and leave.
Yeah.
And go live your life. Because life is much, much better when you're actually living it instead of watching other people.
So you'll like this, Nick. I was donating blood, and the lady who came. I'm donating blood. It's okay, I'm HIV positive. So I'm donating blood. And the questions they ask, by the way, you donate blood is like, have you ever had sex with, if you're a man, sex with a man? Have you ever been paid for sex? Have you ever been to London's West End in like the night? Very specific questions. And now they want to say because of the PrEP pill, as long as your viral load is low enough, you shouldn't have to disclose HIV. I mean, they went up my ass with a sigmoidoscope, basically. Yeah. But this lady comes out to take it. This lady is she's exactly what's true. And I think the reason for that, by the way, is because men are used to kind of having incidental collision all the time. But sitting down in a medical setting where it's a needle or an experiment, men are more uneasy with that, whereas women are able to control it. Men can't handle anything. And all I said was, I disagree. She said, why? I said, D-Day. That's it. She said, what?
But it was?
No, she didn't. So because they weren't allowed to. But even today, when women can, they're not dying out there in the front lines and record numbers. What did men make up? 94% of workplace deaths. My point is, the same reason, by the way, that women don't die in D-Day is the same reason that you probably do better with needles, but you won't play football as your young college son who just told me about. Well, because you don't want to be tackled day to day out. We're tough in different ways. So I think men are just went on a man. If it weren't for women, nothing would get done. Really.
You should have said, okay, you're going to donate your blood right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't need a match for pudding.
No needle necessary.
That's all I said, D-Day. And I thought that would be enough, but instead she didn't know what it was.
No, it's not.
What? Huh? What's D-Day?
I won't donate anymore. I did it a few months ago, and the minute they asked me for my email, I actually said, are you going to fucking bomb me with emails? I did, and
just
every
say no.
day.
You can just say no to the emails. You don't have to give it to them.
It doesn't work.
No, you just don't give it to them, Nick. You don't give them your email.
Yeah, she was saying. I think she was saying it's up here in Michigan.
What did the guy say?
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I did have that crunchy guy.
Very precise.
Got distracted several times yesterday.
Giving you free stuff to save people's life, isn't that enough?
Yeah, exactly.
They give me a free cooler bag.
They want me in there every 12 hours. I don't want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bill Gates isn't gonna. He's not gonna treat it himself.
Your blood is so angry it kills all cancer.
I know.
What's your killer cell count? I don't know, but these little bastards.
Yeah. Hey, we found the.
Not a big deal. We'll check it out anyway.
Patient zero.
Blood type ragu.
Was it just like a special they were doing on 420 or something?
All the others. Cancer. He insults the cancer into remission.
Look at all this.
I know my son with his medical card got a bunch of free edibles and shit.
No, it looks like the cancer's in remission. Oh, no. What happened? The one whites have just got Reginald Denny, so that's what we...
But I do put up, I always say, you really need my email, then they give me some more.
I know.
And I'm going to try to be polite. I do.
Okay, what's your first response? They say, okay, let's do some role play.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, thank you, Nick, for donating your blood, the essence of life.
I don't know why it's taking me this way, but we're just going to go on an adventure here. This is called Jeff's Road.
What, are we going to date the next 3 fucking weeks?
So I think we'll work on that.
That was nice.
Yeah, we'll work on that. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
I go, yes. FAG172 at google.org. You big bitch. Oh, you can make those up all day.
Oh, I hate it. And by the way, the worst that exists. And I don't care.
Well, there's lots of them, so we'll figure that out, I guess.
The Rubio email list. The Rubio press
Fuck, this
shop.
got me doing, man.
And
All
I
over
have
the
tried
place.
From him lately.
I have tried to unsubscribe from that thing so many times. Every time I try to unsubscribe, it says, 404 URL not found.
Right.
We know because we have the email list. It is highly illegal to not make it a one-click unsubscribe. That's the law. People have to be able to unsubscribe. But for some reason, again, a lot of these people say, oh, whatever, we'll just say URL not found. Every day, 5 times a day. Plus small hands.
Needle dick. That frustrated you for a while.
Oh, it's still frustrating.
Lindsey Graham got my home phone number.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, that's also, by the way,
Another story.
Sending, it says your WhatsApp. So I don't think that was given out on the dark web, more so just a drunken text.
How can I break someone's addiction to TikTok?
The freeway?
I'm raising a family and do not want my kids to view it as okay to.
Okay, there must have, there's something going on the freeway there. I can see it on the map now.
Or their phone.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually,
Like their face,
it's all red,
their
so,
phone, their
man,
will.
it did, Waze did its job. Let me avoid
Pretty much the only way I know how to go about it.
being parked on the US 23, so I guess that's a good thing.
They say it's their kid, it's their sister.
Morning, Dirty.
That's helpful. If it's your kid, then obviously you have a lot more tools to do it too.
Yes, exactly.
If it's not, then I don't know. Maybe just tell them that it's not good for them. I don't know. That's probably not going to work. Break them.
If it's your sister, who cares? Just don't talk to her.
Robert Gouvea's live again, too. I'm probably going to watch a bunch of him today.
Don't give them access to Chinese Communist propaganda. I mean, TikTok is the worst. TikTok.
He's covering the Kerry Lake trial, the election signature verification trial.
We want you to consume as
Looked like her lawyer was trying to fucking just tank it yesterday at the end. Same one that screwed it up the last time she was in court.
Non-stop, random, disconnected, disjointed content, most of which is intensely and factually incorrect. And it's like you're stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how scared I am as to what's going to happen with this generation as they go into the workforce when they're doing TikTok. That changed.
I guess you've never been to a Hooters, huh, Gerald?
They're hiring transgender people at Hooters now.
No.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No.
I saw this on.
That's true. That is true. Relatively modest compared to what we see everywhere on Instagram and TikTok. They're not.
Yeah. Nylons?
Yeah, they wear nylons. They have to at Hooters. They wear nylons and shorts.
Why?
They had to have a man to be one of the Hooter. I don't even think he was a transgender individual at the time. He was just a man.
Yeah.
Wanted to walk around in one of those. I'm like,
Well, I used to go all the time on the road. That's the only restaurant I was hoping to find here on my video. A nice curly blonde one. Yeah.
I hope you finally get what you're looking for.
Oh, I did. I got a collection at home.
And if you're looking for Nick, you can watch
Soybeans or corn?
See him
Yeah.
this weekend at Hyenas Comedy.
Well, I mean, if you think about those big ass wind farms, do you realize how much petroleum is inside those fans? There's a reason why they burn so easily whenever they get struck by lightning or something. It's level one.
Nick has a curly, short shirt. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys.
All right. I think I said that to the wife one time, and she's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Get some Gouveia.
Flashing through what Steve the Pecker was just clicking away, and it was interesting to see. We also had Andy explained his role in verifying signatures and how frustrated he was with
how much ammonia.
He also explained some of the numbers. He was
enough to make a whole shit ton of meth.
Get through so many ballots so quickly. They've been exceeded exponentially. In other words, there's not over the course of this many hours. He just knows that because he's been working on this for a long time, and his testimony helped to add some meat to the bones on what they are trying to communicate there. Ray Valenzuela was somebody who testified in Carrie Lake's first trial. And he's in an interesting position because here he was called by Carrie Lake's team. They actually brought he would take, and he came back to it at the end, and we started to rehabilitation. And then at another stage, I think he might be their only witness to talk about the fact that layers 1, 2, and 3 levels 1, 2, and 3 signature verifications were completed. And that may also open up the opportunity for cross-examination by Carrie Lake's lawyers against him. So we might, in other words, have many more opportunities to get into the testimony of Ray Valenzuela. But the big crux of this thing was yesterday, during opening arguments, the government said that the person who was clicking away on the screen was removed.
So everybody's taking the alternate route
Ray
here.
Valenzuela, when we were watching that video, seemed to make it appear as though that person who was later removed from the line was doing an amazing job. So we had an inconsistency there. Perfectly appropriate. Why was he removed? And what was the consequence of that removal? What in past were there other people that were in similar positions who were also removed? We'd love to know that. We would also like to see how they identified that person and what the mechanisms were to identify him, so we could see if they worked on identifying other people. And the list goes on and on. You have a massive inconsistency, entire signature verification. The mechanical aspect.
He's just doing that time.
Didn't happen. It clearly did. They're on video doing something. You have to say that there is a problem so catastrophic that it is as though signature verification had never happened. And so that's how Carrie Lake's argument is now morphing into that, to meet that standard, to say, yeah, Judge, there's people clicking on the keyboard, but it's not good enough. It's essentially invalidated the whole thing. And so is still before things are that.
It's weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
From Carrie Lake's disclosure. And so let's go through
Russell
this.
Brand is live now
who
too.
We got and who we do not have. So we are expecting still to see.
There's an exit. Boy.
I would imagine we see Eric speaking to. He was already disclosed in the expert witness disclosure statement.
Yeah, I'm thinking it probably was. I mean, they're saying that was all water there. Like that. In a lot of parts of Iowa.
We also remember Scott
big old
Jarrett.
bowl.
Scott Jarrett was somebody who testified at the previous trial for 2 days, in fact. The first day of his testimony, he said, I don't know anything about 19 inchers on 20 inchers. Don't have a lot of knowledge of that. And then the next day, he suddenly knew a little bit more about the 19 inchers on the 20-inch paper. So very curious. I'd like to. He was the person.
Every route we
last
take,
time the
there's
first trial,
something.
we were thinking you got to just go hard on him. He's kind of the keystone in the bridge, right? He holds the whole arc together, and so you want to take, if you're going after witnesses to shatter their credibility or to expose their malfeasance, you pick certain people to do it. Scott Jarrett at the last trial was the person I thought you could say was the most responsible for a lot of the consequences. Ray Valenzuela is in this trial somebody who his testimony is very persuasive. He's very competent. He's been doing this for a very long time. And so yesterday the commentary was that in terms of credibility, he had opportunities to have his question pretty. Was doing yesterday, still have not heard from him. Chris Hansel, we heard from him yesterday, so we got him off the list. Shelby Bush testified, so she's off the list. We had Andy Myers testify, he's off the list. I think Yvonne is not testifying, if I remember correctly. I think the Carrie Lake's team communicated that. And then we also see Jacqueline Oneke, she testified. So we're getting close to the end of the list. Today should be a good day with Eric speaking, Bill Gates, and Scott Jarrett all testifying. So Interesting stuff. Now, they're clicking around over in court. Looks like we're getting the queue up.
I told him last night, this guy Robert Gouveia, that I was going to leech his stream again. He said, go ahead, just drop a link. So he didn't give a shit.
All right, this is CV 2020-209-5403. This is Kerry Lake versus Katie Hobbs et al. And I will take appearances at the beginning of the day. Finance please.
On behalf of plaintiff Kerry Lake.
Morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Also on behalf of plaintiff Kerry Lake.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Gouveia on behalf of Watching the Watchers.
Good morning, Your Honor. Elected Gannon for Governor Katie Hobbs.
Morning, Your Honor. Craig Morgan, Sherman, and Howard on behalf of the Secretary of State. With me are my colleagues Jake Graff and James Stewart.
Morning, Your Honor. Thomas Liddy on behalf of the county defendants from the Maricopa County Attorney's Office.
Morning, Your Honor. Emily Kreger from the Burgess Law Group on behalf of Maricopa County defendants.
With me this morning, Your Honor, is Joe LaRue from Maricopa County Attorney's Office, Jack O'Connor, and Rose Oslier.
They got like 12 lawyers on the fucking Katie Hobbs side.
And good morning to all of you.
Oh, where are you going, dummy?
All right. There was one matter that I wanted to address with you. At sidebar, but the sidebar is I think what we did yesterday is just have the clerk have the headphones on and a roll pause. The live stream proceeding for just a second. I'll excuse everybody from the courtroom except for the attorneys and the parties, and then I'll address that one issue and we'll move forward. Okay? So if we could do that at this time. Liz, do you need the headphones or anything? Okay.
Cutting us off here so that they can discuss some issues. And I think we're going to see the mic go off down here on the bottom left.
That's weird. Why wouldn't it be? What did I miss in chat here? Something about some state police use upstairs to be sure to piss.
We don't let her out.
Oh.
Please have a seat. Okay. Yesterday I gave you a homework assignment to visit with your clients. Is there...
That's weird. You can't smoke in your own car in the rest area?
What are your positions?
I mean, that would be the one place you think you'd be able to do it.
We have absolutely no objection to court continuing this.
Rather than driving down the road and flicking them out the window.
What?
Homework assignment. We have to turn it in.
Hold on just a second. Go ahead, have a seat. Mr. Olson, did you have anything to add?
No.
Any of the defendants, or each of the defendants, I should say? Thank you.
So
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Timing stuff. Like,
No, I quit smoking though, so I've been
Your Honor, I've personally spoken to...
like September. I've been hitting this vape. People that have been following me for a while have seen me smoke quite a bit of cigarettes on stream, especially on the desktop, and well, not at work, but at home. And I will say it's a big relief.
Your jobs are hard.
Not to say I'll never be doing it again. It's just, but I have put on some pounds.
So they gave us some access to the timing, and then they just cut us off. So the mic just cut off. So we got to hear a little bit about the continuance. So it sounds like we've got some questions about the judge's bias, and I'm wondering if there were some comments that were made on social media or somewhere else that were brought to and that this is something they're talking about. So you know what I think is probably happening? This is probably something sort of thinking, trying to process what might be happening right now. Remember yesterday on the show, there was a moment where they paused, they kicked us out for a little bit, and somebody from Maricopa County's team brought their phone over to Kerry Lake's lawyers, and they shoved it in their face, right? They shoved the phone in their face, and they said, right now. And the judge is like, well, relax, bro. He's like, I can't listen to you until you talk to them. And
see you missing.
So they found something on the phone. I was wondering if they saw a mean tweet or something that was very offensive.
Say that we're going to take care of that first before we.
Ooh,
gosh, that's okay.
And maybe they questioned bias. Don't know what that was, but we're back.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people taking an alternate route this morning. Usually not nearly this much traffic on these side roads.
Okay, the court's been advised that there was an exhibit that the parties wish to add. On the record, I want to address this. So who's going to do that?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, last night in preparation for today's testimony, we realized that produced by Maricopa County, pursuant to the Public Records Act request, that it had printed out two-sided and it was only scanned one-sided. Exhibit 18, as it currently stands, the summary, the totals, which are the most significant aspect. Your Honor, we would request, and we also notified 47 now.
And counsel for the
I think there's a sheriff in Texas that does that too.
I'll look at it, Your Honor. I think our position generally is that we're going to object to this.
I thought that sheriff got
we're not admitting it, right?
Arrested for something.
Object to having it included in the exhibits for the purpose of completeness. But I just want to.
But I'm sure. Whoa, shit! I'm sure there's plenty of good old boys.
I'm not asking anybody to stipulate to admissibility at this point. We're simply correcting an administrative problem in that Exhibit 18 was copied two-sided, and we're now correcting it to be Exhibit 47. Admissibility will be addressed at proper time. Okay. Yes.
Signature verification performance.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, he makes him wear pink scrubs.
Look at it to make sure that's the other co-defendants.
Yeah, I think that's the name.
The same.
Arapaho.
Not two copies sided.
Time. Some type of corruption deal too.
Well, it's just late. You can't add exhibits late, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Maricopa County is in a unique position because this document reported came.
I may be wrong. Maybe someone else I'm thinking of, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this was 18 one that? But 18 is the one that was correct.
I'll give you the chance to do that because I'm being told it's a technicality. It's basically what was there before is now being presented in format. In other words, one-sided copies versus two-sided copies. Nothing has changed with regard to what's been previously disclosed.
Stating this correctly is that the exhibit that was disclosed is every other page of this chart, and now they have reduced the page. So object. I don't know what these numbers are. It's always some testimony about that, but we didn't have this.
Understood. And the significance of the numbers of admissibility is something that we'll address later. But this is I don't want to belabor this. But it appears to me to be a form over substance kind of thing. So I'm hesitant to overrule an objection and say it's not admitted, but it's a procedural step. Put it this way. I'm going to allow them to mark it. It's going to be in the record. And you look over things later on, you've got a problem with the difference between the two, you can raise that objection at the time it's proposed for admission. Okay. I think we're dealt with. Okay. Yesterday, where we left off was we had Mr. Valenzuela on the stand and Mr. Blem was continuing with his direct examination of Mr. Valenzuela. So, Mr. Valenzuela, sir, if you could please come forward. You remain under oath. If you'll just go ahead and have a seat up here to my right. Okay. Thank you. All right. I believe
it's supposed to be psychological, because apparently when you have pink environments, or if everyone's wearing pink, it's supposed to keep you calmer. But I'm not sure how much that works with today's psychopaths.
Video clips of
I mean, I guarantee you most everybody in those jails are there for nonviolent drug crimes, so shouldn't even be there anyway.
Yeah, we got video footage.
It's been out of control for a long time, but you're right.
I don't know what we're looking at. We're saying video.
Still needs to be said.
Well, which exhibit?
Yeah, but Your Honor, these are not exhibits. These are clips from video clips. I'm simply trying to conserve time by using these images. I'm going to ask Mr. Valenzuela what they depict and whether or not they appear to be an accurate representation of signature verification.
Okay, but they're not marked as exhibits, and you're not intending to offer them as...
I have no intention of offering them as exhibits, Your Honor. They're solely for demonstrative purposes.
I disclosed and marked by impeachment. This is not fair. We cannot use things we've not seen, spring it on us or our witnesses in the middle of a hearing or trial. These can't be used.
Okay, Ms. Liddy?
I would join that, and also, Your Honor, that this is not being used as a demonstrative. It is being used as evidence.
He's going to ask him a question about.
The objections by the other defendants. It's not a demonstrative. He is offering it as evidence.
So all the lawyers on one side are saying the exact same thing.
Exhibits, as I understand them, would be exhibits that would be offered to demonstrate how something happens. In other words, well, I don't want to give a seminar on demonstrative exhibits, but included within that would be things such as writing on a chart while a witness is testifying, explaining a calculation on a chart, or explaining a process.
Or pointing out a makeup of a room, who's where, how does this process work?
That we used, I don't recall which exhibit it was. Somebody helped me. What was the exhibit that?
19.
19. Thank you.
Is what I meant.
Exhibit.
I would hope lying, man. I would hope lying.
This would be cumulative.
But
in terms of demonstrative.
to a point, if you you know what, if you've gotten a driver's license, if you got insurance, I guess I could say sheep as well.
Is there something unique about this clip that demonstrates something completely different than we saw in Exhibit 19?
Oh, this is actually used to refresh Gray's recollection, Your Honor.
I would hope when it comes down to it, when they really start corralling motherfuckers, the lion comes out.
Regarding this,
you never know until that shit happens.
Mr. Valenzuela testified before this court that this gentleman was incompetent with technology.
That must be Steve.
And as a result of that, Your Honor, he was removed from the line, right, and transferred to a new job.
Good, we're digging in.
Promoted.
These demonstrative exhibits I intend to use to refresh Mr. Valenzuela and his recollection so that we can more artfully discuss whether or not this individual was removed from the line and whether they were aware of his behavior during signature verification.
And what'd you do with it
so
after?
What you're telling me is it's impeachment evidence, because refreshing recollection, you have to have asked him a question first for him to say, I either can or can't answer that. But
Yes.
You'll also have to have foundation within the question, because if it's going to timestamp, if he has a statement, for instance, this activity happened on this date, for instance, the person was removed on X date, it's impeachment as to the memory or reference as to when this person was removed. And so never mind, we're going way beyond this, but it's the cart before the horse if you're using it for impeachment, and what you're demonstrating is the impeachment. So why don't you go ahead and ask the questions you wish to ask him first, and then we'll discuss what you can use it for related to impeachment.
Ray, did you hear the witness testimony yesterday stating that they were basically relieved of their responsibilities on November 11, 2022, following the general election?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel's referring to opening statement by counsel, not to any testimony that was put in evidence.
The whistleblower witnesses we testified believed that they were told they were no longer needed as of November 11, 2022.
No, wait. Let's be clear. If you're going to impeach this witness, it has to be this witness's statement. This is not going to be...
I'm going to ask him about it.
Well, that's what I want you to do, is ask him what his statement is so that we can address possible impeachment, not someone else's statement, either in opening or a different witness.
All right. Ray, do you recall when this particular user...
And there it goes. Well, this is what
was
it is.
depicted in the video yesterday, was relieved of his duties as a level 1 signature verifier?
I do not.
Do you have any reason to believe it was November 11th?
I would not have that data.
Do you have any reason to dispute that it was November 11th?
I have no reference material to know when he was changed as far as job title.
You just know his job was changed?
Correct.
Okay. And he continued working for Maricopa County, isn't that correct?
That is correct.
In the elections department, correct?
Correct.
In a different level of signature verification?
Not in a different level of signature verification, in a different task, such as curing, such as special election boards. There are many tasks involved in the election process.
What individuals be responsible for sitting in one of those little cubicles with green affidavit envelopes, sorting them into 2 different piles, and then walking them over?
Yeah, we took the back way.
Stand and dropping.
I'm gonna try and actually set up the desktop stream as fast as possible. I didn't want to burn another stream today. Yeah, we're there. But yeah, I'm gonna watch some of this. I am gonna check out that link that you sent though on inDOCtriNATION. So I'll be back soon, guys. Peace.
Break it down.
Okay. What task are they performing when they sit in their cubicles in possession of green affidavit envelopes?
The hell is this?
Physical green affidavit almost.
You can continue your stream if you maintain this live stream status. If you wish to end the live stream, uncheck the box, go to YouTube dashboard. A new thing popped up when I went to end it. If you wish to end the stream now, live stream now, uncheck the box. What box? We'll see a box. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit.